Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new series that will be on WWH YouTube channel. It is called One on One, or something. It's a work in progress. But what this new series is I will be interviewing the superstars of WWH, and my first guest this week is none other than Jacob Cass. Hello, Jacob. How are you doing?
I am perfectly fine, dear Tower. How are you doing, Mortal?
Oh, I'm doing okay so far. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about your upcoming match against Ryan Payne, and then we're also going to discuss your recent victories on Showdown and where you're going as far as this Soulless Kingdom and all that stuff. But also, let's get to know Jacob Cass a little further as to how he started wrestling, where, and all your other achievements before coming to WWH. How does that sound?
All right, we can do that. Let's see.
Well,
All
first,
right,
First, let's talk about Showdown real quick. If
all right. Fine by me.
you know, last week you faced against, I believe it was Levinator,
Yes,
and you actually got the win. Now, I will say that there were some interference on the outside. Lance was there, obviously, in your
yeah,
corner,
that's my boy Lance.
and but also Tio was there to kind of get on Johnny V's nerves. Now, was that an advantage for you to, since Levinator was distracted by that because of Tio? And let's be honest, it was Lance that also got distracted him too at times. Was this part of your plan overall? Because it seems that Levinator was just not focused as well, just overall. Even without the distractions, he just wasn't there. So, what is your take on your victory last week?
You know what? What it was, To wasn't the problem. You know what? I didn't even see To in the match. All I was focused on was chopping down Levinator bit by bit, breaking down the portions of the Titans that we have in WH. It's not about To. It wasn't about Jake. It wasn't about any of the tag team. It was just focused on and led in that moment. Lance being on the outside, that's all fine and dandy. It's all cool. I know he has my back. I have his back. It's just at that time, I wanted to take down that Titan and prove why the Soulless Kingdom is the only, let me repeat that, only top standing stable in WH prior to every other stable. Bullet Club, old school. Anybody you put in front of us, we'll knock them down. We want change. That's all it is. We want change. We're tired of the same people. You got your John Blades, you got your Latoya Hickses, you got your you got your old schools running around here thinking that they're better than us. What happened to the future? What happened to the future is now. Let's get something to where we can bring it higher than what it already is. And Sunday, when I come for that international title, I'm gonna walk into WrestleMania. I'm going to prove why I am the best, and I'm going to walk out the same way I came in as your international champion if I get past Brian Payne on Sunday.
Now
That's all I have to say. That
well, let's discuss Ryan Payne for a little bit. You two actually have a little history there. Uh, on an episode of Showdown, you faced each other in a Detroit street fight, which was a really good match. Um,
yes, it was.
However, Ashley Renee did get involved, and you knocked her out in that match. She rolled to the outside, and Ryan Payne hit the hollow point on you to get the win. Now, would you kind of say that that's one that you owe him one, so to speak?
You know what? It's the one that got away. Watch. It's really when you have someone on commentary, they're supposed to sit there and they're supposed to sit. Let me rephrase that. They're supposed to sit there and shut up. That's what they're supposed to do. They're not supposed to walk around. They're not supposed to distract your opponent. They're supposed to just sit there, talk about the match, and shut their mouths.
well,
Ashley
well,
Renee had
well.
one job.
Okay. Well, wait a minute. Let's
She
go
had
back.
one job. Sit
Well,
there and shut up.
well, wait a minute. First up, Ryan did throw you to Ashley. Let's be fair here.
honestly, you know what? During that match, it was basically me and him. I did not see him throw me into her. What I did feel Asher Renee's body pressed on top of me or below me, whichever one it was. I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy focusing on whooping his ass. The Detroit, the excuse me, the Detroit Street Fight was my fight. Ashley
Hmm.
Renee had no business in my fight. She had no business but sticking her nose where it didn't belong.
Right.
But now that she's no longer international champion, I have one focus, and that is to defeat Ryan Payne at Road to WrestleMania to become your new international champion.
Now,
I've sat here too long.
okay.
I've sat here too long and busted my ass for the shot, and I'm not going to let anyone take it from me.
Now, let's talk about your Soulless Kingdom here for a little bit. Uh, you said Death Skull is the leader, and what is you say that you want change and everything in the future for WWH, but yet the way that you're doing things is little, I would say, out of the ordinary. Uh, it's a lot of dark and godly. Like, are you trying to attract the hipster crowd or something? Are you trying way too hard to impress, or what's going on with that?
Oh, Watchtower. What we're trying to do is we're trying to make everyone basically fear us. We're trying to make all the little guys, your T.O. Jacobs, your Jake Ortons, your John Blades, everyone around. We're trying to make them fear us. You got your Evan Ashtons, you got your Lisa Marie Verons trying to take over this place. I'm sick and tired of seeing 6-man, 7-man stables trying to take over this place when there can only be a top three. The three of us are a unit. The three of us are a collective. Dead Skull's a fearless leader. I can't take nothing away from that. He's hell. He's basically trained me to stand where I'm at. I don't attract any crowds. I just want justice.
Well,
If I remember correct,
all right.
if
Well,
I remember correctly, there was a quote from one of my favorite movies, The Dark Knight. It said, if I can remember it, it said, "You can only if you're good at something, you can only do it for free." And what I'm doing is doing the damn best I can to make whew, getting getting heated here to make WWH the best it can be. And if hey, anyone got a problem with it, they can take a death blow to the jaw. That's all it is.
now, how did this come about? Actually, like with Soulless Kingdom, how did it start? Like, what made you three to be like? I mean, you and Lance, excuse me, are already doing well, but what made you guys decide to team together?
You know what? Me and Lance are polar opposites. We're yin and yang. He's light and I'm dark. However, he does motivate me to do more heroish things. I put aside my hero ways a long time ago. When Paige came in, I was focused on the darkness. She motivated me. She made me become dark. She made me become demonic. She made me become that person that everyone wanted to hate. When I started super kicking people, when I started laying people to waste, I saw the dark energy come into me and I just let it flow. I, I, I just let it come in. I just let it bask in the glory and I wanted more of it. It was like how Ashley Renee has her bloodlust. I just have a lust to just destroy. And I kept doing that. I kept doing that. I kept doing that. When Ryan Payne came in, he just had that aura just to destroy me at any cost. At the Rumble, I was killing it. I was eliminating people left and right, left and right. You had Chris Kane come in there. He was gone. You had Everett Aloni in there, gone. As soon as Ryan Payne came in there, he came in pissed. He came in mad, and then he eliminated me. I take nothing away from Ryan Payne. He eliminated me. I let that slide, and After that, I wanted him. I wanted him one on one to see who was the best. Who was the best that night? I wanted to see if he could walk out of that Detroit street fight better than me. And thanks to Tasha Renee, apparently he showed that.
Yeah. Um, Now that since that match, excuse me, it seems also Ryan Payne pretty much sent her packing last week. He attacked her from behind, and thus proving that he wants that international title. And then since Ashley retired, um, now Riley decides we need a new challenger, and she basically said, "All right, we'll give Jacob Cass a shot." So
After I destroyed the office.
it didn't really have to do with the office. That office was rebuilt like an hour later, so it really I don't know why you keep destroying property. It just gets rebuilt like 20 minutes later. you know, uh, I guess just for just to send a message. Is that what you're trying to do?
Vandalism.
Okay,
It
all right.
basically was. It was trying to take down the authority that walks into place and demands that we do everything.
Hmm, okay.
We look at our great historians. We look at Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr. We look at Muhammad Gandhi, and we think, what do those three people and more have to offer? And when I sit down and when I'm sitting here listening to Johnny V, when I'm sitting here listening to Asher Renee, when I'm sitting here listening to guys like Equinox, I wonder, what can Jacob Cass do to make himself better? What
Right.
can he do to make the brand and Showdown watchable for our fans? And it came to me when I formed the Soulless Kingdom. Everything had a step, everything had a motive, everything had a click to it. And then 4 to 5 weeks later, hey, you had your Soulless Kingdom. You had guys lined up being knocked down. Damian Cage on Monday Night Demolition, he was taken out by Dead Skull. Last week on Showdown, Lance Adams took down Kobe Ryan. Also, I defeated the Eliminator. So we had to do what we had to do. Souls get sacrificed. We keep winning. Everything keeps piling up, and we're going forward. We're moving forward. We're not looking back. We're gonna
All right.
keep on rolling. And if Ryan Payne, if guys like John Blade or Ryan Payne, anybody out of the ordinary, let's just put it that way. If they want to get in our way, bring them to me. I'll knock them down.
So this is your way
That's all I can say
of
about that.
so this is your way of kind of showing that uh what's what should we call it? That this I guess you could say this is a preview at Road to WrestleMania of what Soulless Kingdom is planning to do.
Yep, that's all it is. And I
All right.
and I will say this, Ryan, if you're listening, and if you will be listening, I want you to hear me straight out of my mouth. I will beat you. I will destroy you. Oh, don't worry. You'll get your rematch. Just remember, if you get in my way, you will get burned, buddy. Remember that.
Hmm. All right. Well, here's another interesting thing too. Your tag partner Lance Adams, he's in a match with Damage, and he's going up against um, Equinox and Finn Balor.
You
Now,
know
just
what?
now I know your buddy Lance is he can handle himself, but what do you think of him teaming up with Damage? It seems as though you know you and Equinox, you personally and Equinox were kind of going on. I guess you say having a little banter on Twitter,
We were
or
having an argument. We were having an argument on Twitter, and I requested he prove himself man to man in a challenge against me at Road to WrestleMania. But as we know, authority likes to run shit down. So it got switched. I got a high shot, and he's got a regular tech match. For Lance, he has to understand that I do things my way, as he does with his own way. Him teaming up with Damage just basically says he has to put in all the work. Damage is a big guy. I've seen Damage. I've talked to him, and he basically has that destroy at all cost mentality. So Equinox and Balor just better remember that two heads can't be better than one.
Right. Now, with damage, it seems like he would, if he would put up all that effort, and since he's a strong dude, you would think that he would potentially be a good member of Solace Kingdom, no?
He has that potential. He has that desire. He has that well being. It's just he needs to learn to listen to the king. The king is in order. As Avenged Sevenfold once said, "Hail to the king! Hail to the king!" That's the title of the song. And if you don't hail to Dead Skull, you will get put down.
Oh,
That's all I have to say about
okay.
that.
All right.
The same will go for Finn Balor if he does not listen. The same will go for that creepy wacko psych demonic idiot Equinox. He will learn as well. And anyone else, as I said before, they will get knocked out.
So wait a minute. So let me get this straight real quick. You still have a banter with Equinox, even though you're not facing him at Road to WrestleMania. Are you, if let's say theory you don't win the international title, are you basically gonna call out Equinox for WrestleMania, or are you just, or is he not worth your time?
I Watchtower. I will be physically honest with you. A Equinox is not worth my time.
Okay.
But if I have nothing better to do while WrestleMania is being booked, then hell, give them to me. I'll just prove that he too needs to be put on that retirement list, just like Ash Renee, just like Johnny V, and he'll just be another name that needs to be added. That's simple. If Ashley Renee wants to retire because there's no competition, if Johnny V and Ric Flair want to retire because there's no more tag teams left for them to destroy, then what does Equinox have to do? Really, let's be honest. What does Equinox have to do? How many times have you had to say on the podcast, "Oh, Equinox loses another one"? How is he going to be able to defend himself? How else can he sit here and say he's doing this for the fans when all he's doing is losing? The fans don't want a losing superstar. He is not our John Cena. Let's be honest. He's not.
Well, that's well. If you really want to be specific, that's John Blade. So
Hey, hey, how many times you put me against John Blade and I destroyed him?
a
Wait,
lot.
none, but I will.
Well, I mean, now you're kind of hinting that you want to go have a go at John Blade now. Like,
Hey, I'll take on anyone, anywhere, anytime. I'm that kind of guy.
okay,
If I have to take on Bailey, I will. If I have to freaking take on freaking Rage, I will. If I have to take on doggone, let's say Damian Cage, I will. Anybody, anytime, any place,
okay.
anywhere, basically. You can put me in a 4 man. You can put me in a 6 man match. You can put me in a Hell in a Cell. Hell, you can damn well put me in a battle royal and I'll come out on top. I'm just that kind of guy. I'm a confident, arrogant, egotistical son of a bitch. And at the end of the day, I always go where I want to go, and that's straight up to the freaking top.
Now, what's all right? Fair point. Now, what's in store for the Soulless Kingdom? Where are they going? Like, what is their current goal for now? I mean, we have you for the international. Is Dead Skull and Lance going for the tag, or are you and Lance going for
Right
the tag,
now,
or what's going on with what are
what
the
we're focused, what we're focused on right now is basically this: Jacob, myself, and Lance are going to be going for the tag titles only if the international title doesn't go the way I want it to go. If I don't
okay?
have the international title, I'm fine with that. I'm perfectly cool with it. The tag titles, however, Bullet Club, they need to understand we have no beef with Bullet Club. We don't want any beef with Bullet Club. But You're standing in the way of something that we want, and we won't stand aside to what is rightfully ours. You want to mark your territory? Go right ahead. Just don't cross our line. Don't cross our path. Because if you do, we'll just make you feel like the rest. We'll just put you down.
Well, there
It's
are well,
basic. It's basic order.
well. Let's not forget you. There are other teams there. There's Vicious Impact. There's the Order with Blackout and Phantom, and then
I
there's
could fall asleep to this.
and let's not forget Chris Matthews did mention, at least he hinted that the Iron Fist may be coming back.
Who?
Also Chris Matthews and
Who's the Iron Fist? I don't remember that tag team. Oh wait, now I remember. Was that the tag team that had the shiny gold belts and they were running shit in other feds, but when they get to WWH, they can't even win anything? Hell,
wow.
they weren't even a brotherhood. Come on, man.
Well, that
And if it seems to and it seem and the excuse me, if it seems to Chris Matthews that I'm calling him out, I mean, hell, bro, you haven't done anything in this industry yet for me to sit here and be impressed with you. World champion, first night, Shogun tournament. I respect you. My hat's off to you for that. You tried to win the Ryan Reigns Memorial Royal Rumble. Wow, that's a mouthful. And you couldn't do it. Yeah, you're gonna be sad. That's your dead friend. I understand that. But come on, man, you gotta get back. You gotta move it. You gotta push it. You got to make yourself back to the top gun. You can't be sitting up here going up against low guys that don't deserve your time.
yeah.
Face the big time. Get at Randy Fields. Get at Johnny V. Get at guys like John Blade. Hell, if you want to whoop around John Blade, go right ahead. But make your mark. This is your time, not anyone else's. Yours.
Well,
That's all I got to
also,
say.
also, you forgot another team that's in the tag title match aside from Bullet Club, and that's CM Punk and ILB Martin.
Oh, damn. Wow.
They've been doing pretty well as separately. So them two teaming up together to go after the tag titles it, it's a little random team, but they aren't really complaining or anything like that. As a title shot is a tag title
It's
shot. So
If I remember correctly, Niobe Martin was booked in this same situation with an old friend of mine. I think you remember him, Kurt Orton, and Niobe Martin basically screwed him. So if I was CM Punk, I wouldn't trust her for a minute. I wouldn't even glare at her in the wrong way. I would just handle everything in one swift motion. And if the time comes, hey, if you got to do what you got to do, take the pin, win the titles.
yeah,
But if
well,
she screws you, don't say I didn't warn you.
what is your prediction for this tag title match at Road to WrestleMania? Is it going to be CM Punk and Niobe, or is it going to be Bullet Club?
All right.
Because it seems as though Jake is slowly starting to look at the bigger picture. Like he's thinking of international title as well from what I've been hearing.
Let's see. So you got CM Punk and Naomi Martin, and you got Bullet Club. Hmm. Let's look at them individually. You got a crazy German guy. You got a pixie fairy gay douchebag. You got a straight edge Chicagoan, and then you got a whacked up Barbie doll. Hmm. Bullet Club. Yep. Bullet Club. Bullet Club
Wow,
for the victory. Because we respect the Bullet Club. It's it's
wow,
it's it's
that's
not a it's I it's not it's coming out of my mouth. It's coming out of the demon's mouth. We respect Bullet Club. We don't want any beef with Bullet Club. Hell, they're gunning for something we want, but we're gonna if we have to, myself and Lance, or however we see fit, we're gonna come out there after the match is over. We're gonna shake Bullet Club's hand, and we're gonna request the match at WrestleMania the nice way. If they don't want to play nice, we'll play dirty.
well. It also depends on how you guys would react if, let's say, if Bullet Club does win. I mean, you just say you're going to shake hands, but that doesn't mean that. Are you really going to be fair if you two ever do come across, because both teams, you and Lance and Bullet Club, they're, I guess the right way to say is they're not, you two aren't really necessarily clean guys. Like, you don't do the right things most of the time. You guys will do whatever you can to get the job done, like even if it involves playing dirty.
Well, we do have our moments where we need to scratch the surface, where we need to roughen up the surface a little bit. But hey, we try to show we have to try to show the Titans and the young guns coming here that we are going to be the top tag team moving forward. Bullet Club has been around the same amount of time we might have been around, but they didn't understand. We're on equal territory. They want the
Mm,
tag titles. We want the tag titles. At any given cost, if they want to play dirty, we have to play dirty. If they want to play clean, we have to play clean. There's two sides to every coin. They just have
okay.
to figure out which one they want to play.
Okay. Now, one question: since the main event for Road to WrestleMania is an Iron Man match, who do you got winning that match? Chris Matthews or Nick Sanderson?
You know what? Once again, this is going to come out of the demon's mouth. I've sat here and for months I've been watching Nick Sanderson blaze his way through every single contender there is for the world championship. Randy Fields, my old friend, if you're listening, you cannot stop the train that is Nick Sanderson. He's plowing through every single person that gets in his way. And honestly, if Chris Matthews were smart, he'd take his time, he'd train his ass off, and he'd be prepared for 60 whole minutes with the train Nick Sanderson. If you want to go the distance like Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart did, you have to go the distance. You have to go the extra mile. Johnny V said it a couple months back, and if I remember correctly, he said, if you want to go the distance with somebody, you have to push harder than they do. You have to go the extra mile. You have to push that extra second every extra minute to get where you are today. If Nick Sanderson wants to go to WrestleMania and prove that he can be world championship caliber, he has to defeat Chris Matthews cleanly, not in a draw, not in a screw job fashion. He has to defeat Nick Sanderson. I, I apologize, Chris Matthews clean. I apologize once again. He has to beat his opponent clearly to get the job done.
Okay. Now, out of this pay-per-view card, which match is going to be match of the night aside
Of
from
course, it's gonna.
aside from yours?
Oh, you gotta pull the hard one on me.
Because we
All right.
already know because we already know how you are just by doing this interview, that you're basically saying yours is going to be match of the night, which we get. It's understandable because it's a strong match for you. But let's just put that to the side and just look at the card, and you tell me which match is going to be match of the night.
All right. Let's see. Other than the bombshell ladder match, which I already have my vote, it's gonna be Tiffany White. I'm going to
Ti-
go on the
Tiffany White.
ball and sit here and sit
Tiffany White's not in the
because you're.
bomb.
Darn
Tiffany
it.
Tiffany
Uh,
White's not in the bombshells. It's Morgan McGinn, Bailey, Lacey Vicious, and Latoya Hicks.
okay. Scratch out those last two names, and I'm gonna have to go with the demon lust, Morgan McGinn.
Okay.
My second choice would have been Bailey, but she's too huggy for me. I can't do hugs. I'd super kick her before she hugged me. As
You're
far as the
you're
main
you're not
event,
a
let's
huggable.
see.
Wait. Are you saying you're not a huggable person?
I'm not a huggable person. You have no proof of me hugging anyone,
Okay. All right.
and I
Fair
won't
point.
accept a hug from Bailey.
Okay. Fair point. All right. But
Okay.
but
As it goes for the main event, I'd have to give my money to Nick Sanderson. He's been blowing it up. He's been killing it. Hell, I remember I ended that show one week, and I couldn't, and I had to sit there and think, what if Nick Sanderson came out here and interrupted me? What if?
That's actually a good
Just what
point.
if?
That's a good point. You and him never faced off, have you?
It we haven't, and it would be my distinct honor to go one on one with him.
Okay. All right.
It
Well,
would.
okay.
I would have all the time in the world for him.
All right. Now, now you're basically stating that the match of the night would be the Iron Man match. Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
Okay. All right. Well,
I believe the Iron Man match is going to hit the mark, and it's going to make every person in that arena say, "Damn, that was a good match. Where can we get more? Why can't we get more of this?"
that is very true. Now, as we're gonna have to end it. We're gonna have to end the interview. I would like to thank you personally for being part of this interview. Um,
I thank you, sir.
the next interview, from what I know just by reading, is going to be Ryan Payne, your opponent.
Oh
That
boy.
that's going to be interesting. He probably has some words for you, since he's most likely going to be listening to this. So that'll
Oh, he
be
will be.
it'll be definitely interesting to see what he has to say. Um, so let's get out of the way. Make sure you follow, subscribe, add us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at WWH. Also,
And make sure
okay,
you like, comment, and subscribe to the Twitter of Jacob Cast. And you take one very distinct second to go back on the WWH Network and watch this Sunday's Road to WrestleMania pay-per-view as Jacob Cast goes one-on-one with Ryan Payne for the International Championship, which I do indeed sincerely say that it will be a match to remember.
all
As you were
right.
saying, watch.
Now, I did get an update as far as attendance, and we have sold out the Pepsi Center in Denver, Colorado. Officially, there were only the cheap seats left. But as of this morning, I got the update that it's been all bought out. There were only like
Well,
50. There,
watch. Who's gonna sit in the cheap seats to watch the main event of Nick Sanderson and Chris Matthews? Come on, man. Who's gonna sit in those cheap seats? Let's be honest.
all
You
right,
the only people I can see sitting in those cheap seats are Ashley Renee, Johnny B, Big Lev, and probably any other retiree that sit there and watch their career burn at the hands of Jacob Cass and the Souls Kingdom.
oh wow, that's shots fired. That's all I gotta say. But again, I'd like to thank Jacob Cass for being on here. And the next person I'm interviewing will be Ryan Payne. And I would say good luck to Road to WrestleMania. I'm sure you as always will go all out. Let's
Of
just
course,
hope
I will.
let's just hope Lance is not involved, but he's got other important things to do
Oh,
on that card. So,
Lance will be in my corner if I tell him to. I don't want to have to rough him up.
well, I don't judge what goes on at home. Okay, so
Hey,
that's all I gotta
don't
say.
you make fun of us. We're
That's all
still
I.
coming for you. We're still coming for you.
Okay, well, we'll
Don't
be sure. Okay, whatever you say. But
we just have some loose ends to tie up, but we'll be coming.
okay, as okay, whatever these loose ends are, I hope you have fun with them. You know, special, but um, you know, that's all I gotta say. That's
you're,
all.
you're, you're, you're a funny man, Adrian. You're a funny man.
Well, hey, it is what it is. But make sure you check out Showdown tonight. It's going to be in Boulder, Colorado. It's a special Showdown versus Demolition edition. So you can say this is also the last um, farewell of Demolition, because tonight it's all Demolition going against Summer Showdown. Since most of the Showdown roster is already at Denver, they're already promoting. This is how we're doing this interview too. Is I believe after this, Jacob, you have two other radio interviews to do to
I
promote.
do, I do.
So, and also you have a local news event not an event, but you have a local news interview at Denver as well. So that's why we're trying to get
Sad.
you out. So you're
You're trying to push me out of this podcast. How dare you?
you're getting it's
Shout
part of
out to my.
it's part of your job. So that's what
Oh,
it's
did you put that
that's
on? Was that in my contract? Did you put extra
it's
zeros? Because
it's
I don't remember doing that.
you're
Oh,
being
it's
paid.
promotional.
Yeah,
Ah.
it's there's that it's a it's a thick contract, but if you read it carefully, there's promotional and there's also merchandise. Getting a bonus for that too if you not pay attention.
Damn right, I do. I do. Shout out to my man Brady. I've been watching you, kid.
Okay.
Don't let me down.
All right. Well, with that, let's just say goodbye and we'll see you on Showdown for the after show for tomorrow night. Have a good one,
That you
guys.
will.
Have a good one, guys.